Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today's video is super exciting for me. I feel like I've been waiting for this for so long. So I was in Vegas actually for the past 2 weeks, and while I was there I was like, I have to go to the Morphe store, and Jaclyn Hill finally launched her vault while I was in Vegas, so I was like, I have to buy it while I'm there. I thought about ordering it online and I was like, I can just go get it today, so why wouldn't I do that? Anyway, I haven't even touched it. I opened it and took a little peek, but I haven't swatched anything. I haven't looked at anything. So this is my first time with this as well. So I thought what I would do is take each palette and do a different look from each one. So I'm just going to do kind of like a voiceover over everything. But yeah, I'm super excited about this. So I'm just going to jump right in and get started. I think that the packaging on this is so cute. Like, you open the box and inside is like the little vault, and it has like all the little eyeshadows in here, and I love like the thought behind the coloring of the packaging. Like, I love how the front of the box and the back of the box all have like all the different colors of each palette in there, and then each palette has a different color tone, so like, or color story. The top one is Dark Magic, and that has like a bunch of like, it's dark green, Armed and Gorgeous is yellow, Bling Boss is purple, and Ring the Alarm is red. And what I think is so cool is they have all different specs in the confetti of those colors, which you can't really tell. But anyway, so the first one in here is Dark Magic, so that's what we're going to start with. So I already primed my lids with concealer, and I'm just taking the shade Poof, which is like a matte cream shade, and setting down that concealer. And then I'm going in with the shade Shh, which is kind of like a taupey, matte, cool tone transition shade. And I'm just kind of putting that right above my crease and blending it out. So then I'm going into the shade Potion, and I'm placing that right below that shade Shh. And I kind of just kept building this up. Like, I would put a little bit on and kind of keep packing it until I got the shade that kind of looks the same as it is in the pan, because I did feel like it wasn't as pigmented at first, which is fine. I'd rather have to build it up to get the color. And I kind of just go back and forth between brushes. Like, I'll go back and forth between the shade Potion and then taking whatever's left on that Shh brush. Then I'm going into the shade Inside Job, which is kind of like a deep teal. And at this point I knew I wanted to do kind of a halo eye. So I'm just packing that color on the outer corner and the inner corner, and then just kind of dragging my brush along to connect the two colors. I just used whatever was left on it. This color was super pigmented and blended really well. And then I kind of just go back and forth between all of my brushes until I get the blend that I want. Now I'm going in with the shade Busted, which is kind of a matte ocean blue. I just wanted to add a little bit more blue, and I wanted that Potion color to pop more, and I felt like the teal was taking away from it. So then I'm taking the shade Power Cut, which is the most beautiful color in this palette, but I did have a little bit of trouble with it. I started off with a brush, and I thought that it was coming out really good, but I kept having to pack it on. It looks actually much better on the video than it did in person. So then I kind of just took it on my finger and patted it back on there. I feel like if you wet it, it would be beautiful. Then I'm going into the shade Temptress, and this is just a matte black, and it is extremely dark. There was a lot of fallout with that one. So I'm just taking that into my outer corners just to deepen up the edges a little bit more. And then I just took my Jordana Lash Extreme mascara and coated my lashes, and this was what I came up with for the Dark Magic palette. So the next palette I'm going to use is the Armed and Gorgeous palette. I did just prime my eyes and put some powder on, so don't mind them that they're super light. This is the more yellow palette. This one actually I'm really excited about. I think it's a really cool color story. So I'm just going to go in with the shade Access, which is a matte like orangey yellow. and I really built that color up. I put it in my crease, and I really wanted that to pop. I knew that that was something that I wanted with this look, but I had no idea really where I was going. So then I'm dipping into the shade Agent, which is a dark orange. It's described as a saffron, but I think it's like a pure vibrant orange, and I'm putting that right below that Access shade. Then I'm going into the shade Smooth Criminal, which is a matte cognac, and it reminds me of Cocoa Bear from Makeup Geek. And I'm just going in and kind of placing that down in the outer corner, and then dragging it probably about halfway through my crease, and then switching my brushes between the brush that I had Agent on and the brush that I had Access on, just to blend it out even more. So now I'm taking the shade Coin on my finger, and this was like the most beautiful shade I have ever put on my eye. I mean, you can see how foiled it really is. I didn't wet my finger or anything like that, but I thought it was beautiful. So I just put that all over my lid, and that's described as an intense yellow gold. Then I'm just taking the shade VIP, which is an icy white highlight shade, and highlighting my inner corners and my brow bone. And I'm just taking those 3 shades, Smooth Criminal, Agent, and Access, on my waterline and kind of smoking it out, and adding a couple coats of mascara. And that's the finished look. I really like how this one came out. I love that Coin shade. I think it is so pretty. And I really didn't want to do anything to intensify anything else or take away from that shade. This is the look I created with the Armed and Gorgeous palette, which so far out of the 2 is definitely my favorite. I do like the other one. It just, these colors really speak to me, and this Coin color, it's so amazing. I just feel like the camera doesn't even do it justice. Like when I was putting it on, this one right here, when I was putting it on, I was like, oh my god, I've never seen anything that beautiful in my entire life. But yeah, I definitely really like this one. I feel like the shadows blended so well. I really wanted that yellow to pop that I placed like up here, and I do feel like it got lost a little bit. In person I can see it a lot more, but on camera it's really not translating as much. But I do notice that I tend to have like a pretty heavy hand with the second transition shade that I put on. So that's something that I need to work on, is to keep one of my transitions above the other. But I mean, I just think that this came out so pretty. I also really love this like highlight shade here. I put a little bit, you can see, in the arches of my brows and in the corners of my eyes, and I think it came out so pretty. Okay, so my eyeballs are all primed and powdered and ready to go, so we are going to jump in to the Bling Boss palette. I'm running out of brushes. I'm gonna have to keep using my, what's this called? My Veramona color switch. I'm going to go into the, doing voiceover. So now I'm dipping my brush into the shade Hush Hush, which is described as a matte lilac mauve, and I'm placing that right in my crease and blending it out. Then I'm going in with the shade Rockstar, which is like a red tone plum. It's actually a really pretty color. It did apply a little bit patchy at first, but as I worked with it and blended it out, I feel like it totally was fine, and the color built up really nice. So then I'm going in with the shade Ballsy, which is like a metallic purpley pink, and it was very pretty. I actually thought that this was a really pretty eyeshadow, but it just wasn't giving me what I thought I wanted, and I was so curious about the Gem shade. So that's what I'm taking now, is the color Gem, and it's like an intense shimmery violet, and this one was really pretty. I'm so happy I used this because I'm normally afraid of purples. Like, this isn't something that I would reach for, and I'm really happy that I did. So now I'm just taking that Rockstar shade and kind of smudging it out on my lower lash line. Now I'm going into the shade Mystic, which is a matte, like a plum, kind of a deep brown, And I'm just putting that right in my outer corners and laughing at something that happened in Vanderpump Rules, I guess. And then just applying mascara. And this is what I wound up with. I actually really liked this one, and I mean, you'll see me say I'm normally not a big purple fan, but I thought this was so pretty and it really made my eyes pop. Okay, so this is the look that I came up with for the Bling Boss palette, which is the purple one. I actually really like it. So far I've had like really good experiences with blending for the most part, I would say. And the shimmer shades are actually like really vibrant. I thought I wanted to use this ballsy color, but it just wasn't giving me like the pop that I wanted, and I really wanted to know what this gem color would look like. So that's what I have on my eyelids, and I think it came out really pretty. I was tempted to use this Berry Treasure, but I know it's going to be a pain to get off. I'm really happy with this. I actually normally don't like purples, but I'm loving the purple, especially with my green eyes. I think that it actually looks really pretty. So I'm going to go ahead and take all of this off, and then we'll jump into the last palette. So I lost some of my footage for this video, and part of that is me saying that I'm going to be using the Ring the Alarm palette, and part of it is also my outro. So from this point on, my video gets a little weird, but I'm going to film a separate outro, just so you're aware. So I'm taking the shade Rush, which is like a matte, deep, like dark peach almost. And again, I'm just buffing that right into my crease. And I'm kind of being sloppy with it and blowing it out. I knew that I didn't want like a total sharp line here. So then I'm going into the shade Mugshot, which is described as a matte toasted almond, and putting that right below that dark peach shade. And then I'm taking the shade Framed, and that's a matte deep plum. I feel like I was kind of going for like a sunset kind of eye here, like that. Those were the tones I was going for. So then I'm taking the shade Bomb Ass on my finger, and that's described as a hibiscus pink. And I feel like it didn't really go with my shades in my crease and whatnot, but I just think that that color is so stunning and it came out beautiful. So then I'm just taking the shade Mugshot again and just kind of really intensifying that crease because I knew that it didn't really go correctly. And then I'm just adding a couple coats of mascara, and I don't have any video of the finished look, but this was it. Hey guys, so I'm sure you can tell that this is a totally different day, and I don't have the vault on my eyes. I don't have any of those palettes on my eyes right now. I just got done doing a video of all my old like holy grail products that I used to be like obsessed with to see if I kind of still like them. So when I was uploading my footage from my camera to my computer, somehow I like lost my outro and I lost kind of my opinion on the Ring the Alarm palette. So I kind of just wanted to pop on here real quick and say my final thoughts on the collection itself. I know that there's been a lot of controversy with it. Some people are saying they're still getting bad palettes, they're still getting ones that don't blend. Mine blended really well, but I did watch that girl Shay's video after I filmed my review. And when she would put them on, it would like get really dark in her crease. It was very weird. So I don't know, maybe there still is. I know the whole V2 thing is a whole conspiracy, but mine said V2. I don't know if that matters. I bought mine at a Morphe store. So anyway, I had really good luck with it. I actually loved the palette. I thought that they blended really well. I thought the colors were really pigmented and beautiful. I do feel like some of the lighter shades blended away a bit, but I thought they were really pretty. I thought the shimmers were amazing. I really liked that like reddish pink shade in the Ring the Alarm palette. I thought that was beautiful. But yeah, all in all, I really liked the collection. I know some people didn't, but I had a good experience. So I'm happy about that. But yeah, let me know if you guys liked this video. Please give it a thumbs up if you did, and also please subscribe if you haven't. And I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye!